Hello Kansas and Western fans, it's time for update number 11 of the construction of the Kansas and Western HO scale model railroad. This update's a little early because the upcoming Thanksgiving Day holiday. I've got some family commitments, as I'm sure many of you do. I usually do these about every other Friday, so this one's a little bit early, which means the next one's going to have a little extra time for me to get more done. But moving on, the first helix is complete. It's reached the top level of the deck. It looks like it's about 7 full circles around, and it's gone quite well. I've got no problems with it, no derailments, no electrical issues, so very happy with the construction there. The next helix will be over in this area, which I hope to be at least started on for the next video, but it's only going to be going up to this middle level here, so it won't be as tall, obviously. So maybe about 3 turns around and that one will be done. So very excited. As you can see, I've established the upper level, and as you can see here with the markings on the wall, the top of the subroadbed is about 55 inches high, which you can see with my arm reached out here. This is about a little bit less than level, a little below my armpit, so it's right about the height that I wanted to work at. And then seated, because obviously I will do some work while seated. This is the level that I can see the layout at while I'm seated. So very ideal. The width of the top level is only about 20 inches and the bottom is 24 inches. So I can lean in a little bit without conking my head, which is obviously nice. And as you can see here, easy to touch the wall, easy to reach everything. So that was a consideration and has worked out very well. Underneath, I've got a couple strips of these LED lights, sort of temporarily hung. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to hang them permanently. I really just wanted to get them stretched out to see how well they would light the lower level, and I'm pretty happy with that. Once the backdrop is in place, it'll be more of a uniform coverage, I guess. It'll cover that door, cover these outlet covers, these seams, and then it'll wrap around and make contact with the helix to help hide that for the lower level. And then I'll have a fascia that'll drop down probably 1 more inch to help hide the lights from view so they're not distracting. But you can see how the upper level clears the grain elevator, plenty of clearance there. That's probably the tallest structure I'll have in Holly and probably anywhere on the middle level. So there's plenty of height. It was a little bit lower than I would have liked. I maybe would have liked a couple more inches, but standing, and this is maybe chest high where the camera is in my chest, you can see the hole underneath without having to bend. So that's not too bad. And then coming around here where both levels are a foot wide, obviously you can see plenty there. And then moving around the corner, the upper level, again, will maintain this same 55-inch height more or less. It'll be 16 inches over the 20-inch La Junta yard, and then a full sheet of plywood, 4x8, along on top of the peninsula here. So bench work has kind of become the focus because it's kind of getting exciting now that I've got all 3 levels started. So I'll be moving forward with getting bench work done, especially the helix over there, because then I'll be able to establish the definite height for the middle level over here and finish that, and so on and so forth. But very happy with the progress. The lights are kind of stretched out here because I have to add more of the upper level to attach them. I got a little bit of trackage done here in Lamar. Got the siding mostly laid. The main line is all the way done down to the end. Just have a little section here to finish the siding. And then I really have to start working on structures because these other 2 tracks I just am not sure about in terms of how big the structures are going to be to fit in the space. Operationally, where I want turnouts located, runarounds, crossovers, so forth, so on and so forth. So that's going to force me to work on that before I lay any more track in here. And then down here, this is kind of where the river area is going to be, right before La Junta yard. So I've got this big chunk of foam that I'm not going to glue, as the reminder, as stated right there. The cork is just tacked into place so I can lay track over it, which will also just be set in place. I won't be gluing that, so I can remove this whole feature when I decide to build a bridge of whatever kind I decide to do. I can always go back in and put anything else. But this will allow me to continue work on the main line so I can get started on La Junta yard. And then moving around, nothing else done over here. It's really been all about the helix and getting to that upper level. So thanks again for your interest and your questions and your subs. Keep the comments coming, questions. I'm happy to help any way that I can or explain what I'm not explaining well in these videos. So thanks for watching. Have a good Thanksgiving.